What's up, guys? It's been a while since I posted a video because I broke my mic. I was messing around with it being inside my helmet and I pulled the wrong part and it just came apart on me. Pulled the mic end right off the cables, so I had to wait till this new one came in. It's supposed to rain today, but I think I've got a few hours to come out and play. I'm going to try to do this video in 1080p because the 2.7K that I was using does not look right for some reason. So I'm going to try this one, and then maybe I'll try a 5.7K video. 4K videos look kind of weird too. It's a weird codec thing. It looks good before I upload, but then when you get it on YouTube, it just doesn't look good at all. So anyway, I'm going to be heading to the demo, one of the Kawasaki demos here shortly, over the next week or two. They've got some coming to my area, so I'm going to go play with some new bikes. I've been very tempted to grab a ZX6R. I know in one of my previous videos I said I probably shouldn't, and I probably shouldn't. I am a little heavy on the throttle. But, I don't know, we'll see. I might go with one of the Hyper Nakeds, although I really don't like all the wind riding through 60, 70, 80 miles an hour without any type of fairing sucks. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to go try some different bikes. I haven't rode too many of the bigger CC bikes, so I've mostly rode 600 and under. So I'll try a few out and see how I like them. But today we're going to go do some more of these mountain roads. I seem to find myself coming here a lot. I've heard some other places in this part of the country from some people on the Facebook groups, and I'll probably try out some of those others here pretty soon. Maybe when I do grab a different bike. I am considering just keeping this one though, because I still want to do the off-road thing, being able to go camping and stuff. I don't like leaving my vehicle in the middle of nowhere, whereas I have one of these bikes, I can take it where I'm going camping at. Reduces a lot of stress. Some of the places I camp, it's like a mile hike away from the vehicle, leaving it on the side of the road. It's just really sketchy, especially because it's out in the middle of nowhere. So you can see ahead of me that these mountains, they don't have a lot of roads and stuff going across them. There's pretty much just one road that goes up through across the mountain ridge. And if I want to hike and camp anywhere else that's not right on the road, like one of the campgrounds or whatever, I gotta hike pretty far. Kind of like sleeping knowing that people can just come up on me, so I like to go to the remote places where other people don't go. Go up through here, see what kind of population this road has. Sometimes it's got a lot of people. Today's Saturday, so I'm not sure if it's going to have a lot of people or not because of the rain. So let's take a trip up through here and see what kind of population we got today. Maybe hit some of these curves a little bit harder. Usually there's a lot of people that are hanging out right here. I don't really see anyone here today, not on bikes anyway. No one hanging out. Could be a bad sign, could be a good sign. Maybe a lot of people didn't want to come out today because of the rain, but it's not supposed to rain until about 7 o'clock. The time on this is wrong. I need to set it. It's about 1:57 right now. The road looks pretty dry. It has been raining on and off, but not today, not recently anyway. I've seen one biker so far. Let's see what else is up through here. I have scraped my pegs on these roads before, hitting them a little bit too fast. So I have to start shifting more of my weight instead of the bike. I think these KLX300SMs are just quite a bit lower to the ground with the foot pegs than some of the other bikes. I don't think you can see the heels as good in the camera as it is in person, but we're probably about on maybe a 7-10% incline right now. This GoPro really stabilizes the camera footage. I can lean way over and it's barely noticeable on the GoPro. The way you have to look at it is these mirrors. It's the only way you can really tell that I'm leaned over. And one of these turns like this, I have scraped. So I'll try not to do too fast around those turns. It's the inclines, the hills that come up and around. Those are mainly what I scrape on, but every now and then I'll scrape on something like this. This is about a 10% incline. Gotta stay away from that yellow line too, I keep forgetting. On the turns like this, I'm not too worried about the yellow line, but turns like this where I can't see around, I've almost knee bumped people before. Not a good feeling, especially when some of these bikes are doing well over the speed limit. Doesn't look like there's too many people out here. I've only seen that one guy, and he's not one that goes up and down these roads a lot. It's mostly the super sports and the other supermotos that come out here and hang out. They go up down these paths over and over. It's like a little mini track to them. Alright, starting to get a little bit wet up through here. Well, just one more biker, but again, he's not the type that would be riding in the pathways. A lot of those guys are just out casually riding. I have scraped on this hill too. Luckily it hasn't been anything that major, and it hasn't taken any pressure off the rear tire. A lot of times that I scrape, it's because my foot is just hanging over a little bit down there. I'll scrape the bottom of my shoe, but I'm not sticking my foot too far out. It's just I guess how low these pegs are. So if I go back to that review video, I'd have to add how low the pegs are to the ground. It's not very much ground clearance on these bikes, which means a guy that gets on it like me doesn't have the shock set up to his weight. It bottoms out the shocks a little bit easier and scrapes the pegs. Side of the road there, buddy. It's definitely a little bit chilly up in here. It's going higher and higher up this mountain. See some hikers. This is where the Appalachian Trail goes through. A lot of people hike through here. I think it cuts across the road right there. Purple Heart Trail, it says right there. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of people out here today. Probably a mixture of it being cold and wet. But down at the bottom portion where most people ride on this side of it, it wasn't too bad. Let's go check out this other side of the mountain over here. Once you get out of this mountain, it goes down into a little town, and then it goes up another mountain section. Usually when I'm out here riding like all day, I'll hit the gas station that's on the other side. It's also colder on this side of the mountain for whatever reason. I don't know if this is like the north side of the mountain or what. I don't have a compass. You guys with the KLXs, do your brakes sound like this? Listen when I hit my front brake and see if you can hear it. Hear that? It's got like a weird sound to it. It's like, it sounds almost like an electronic sound. And I don't have ABS. I don't know what that sound is. It's kind of weird. You can hear it every time I pull that front brake. And they're certainly broke in by now. I've got almost 1,600 miles on this bike. I haven't even made the first payment on it yet. I got the first payment coming up. It's only 150 bucks. And then I only pay something like 20 bucks for full coverage insurance on the bike. And I'm probably a little bit older than most of you guys, so insurance doesn't cost me very much. This road goes up through the mountain, down the other side, and then it goes through this little town here. Then it goes up the other mountain, back down the other side. It's a really nice road if you've never rode them through here. Usually when it's nicer days, there's a lot more people out here on bikes. Barely seen anyone today. Definitely a beautiful part of the country. Nice flat area in the middle of the mountains. So the mountains, they swoop all the way around, all the way back from where we came through. So it's a nice valley. There's a couple of guys. It's usually on guys like that. Guys like that on bikes like those, I mean, that are out here running this as a track. Usually guys that I see out here, they're not here today. So quite a few of the same people every day. Maybe they're all playing Diablo 4 right now because it's on that beta slam weekend thing. That game comes out next month. It's a pretty fun game. I played the last two betas. Try not to hit that mud. Oh, looks like I'm gonna get slowed down by a vehicle up here. I don't like how that road drops off like that. Scary. It'd be nice to have a house out here in the middle of nowhere, but then again, I don't think I'd want to, just because I wouldn't have any internet. Little dog. I forgot this was a sharp turn. People up through here. Cherokee National Forest. Guy is from North Carolina. That tree's on the ground. I didn't see that guy until he was passing. Guy's probably thinking, what an asshole, he didn't wait. Hey, thank you, buddy. Letting me go. I guess a lot of people are just used to bikers passing them, but shit, I can't pass anybody on this thing. 300 cc's. This doesn't have enough juice. They have to be going pretty slow. This one's fully stocked too. I don't even have the extra horsepower from the exhaust, the snorkel, and all that stuff. Which I thought about putting that stuff on there, but if I get a ZX6R, what would be the point? I might trade this bike in, I might not, I don't know, but I'm not going to mod it until I know if I'm going to trade it in or not. Right now, I'm pretty much considering keeping it, but I haven't made up my mind yet. I think if I get the ZX6R, I probably won't ride this bike that much. We'll just sit there and collect dust, and I'll be just making payments on it. I think that's the whole reason for just trading it in. These bikes aren't very much. If I decided I wanted another one in the future, I could always just buy another one. May even go with the actual dual purpose version next time. This one's a lot of fun, but it's got a little bit of a lacking on the street. Although doing stuff like this, you can have a lot of fun with it. Plenty powerful enough to do this. There's just some quirks with it. Like the foot peg scraping. That's very scary. When I'm getting the bike leaned over and it's scraping the foot pegs, it's not a good sign. But like I said, probably just has a lot to do with me being a lot more overweight than this bike is set up for. I've increased the resistance and stuff on the shocks, or the dampers and stuff, but it's just not enough for somebody at 250 pounds. This bike really needs some heavier springs for somebody like me. But I could probably do it, wouldn't be a big of a deal. But again, ZX6R is what I'm thinking of. see how it goes. I'll go to that Kawasaki event. Hopefully I'll get to ride one. It's supposed to be raining on the 2 days that the event is, so don't know if I'll actually get to ride one or not. Also, I want to try out like the Z650 and the Z900. Those hyper nakeds look pretty fun. I'll probably test out the Ninja, but I don't really have any type of desire for the regular Ninja, like 400, 650 type thing. I'm sure they're fun, but I don't think they have that much horsepower. I think the Z650 has what, like, I think maybe 70, 80 horsepower, which is a lot more than this one has, but it's also a much heavier bike. I just don't know if it'd be worth it. I think I'd be right in the same boat that I'm in right now. But I don't know, we'll see. I might ride them just to see. It might be pretty nice. But I think I'm going to really enjoy that speed shifter, slipper assist clutch on that ZX6R. Nope, just had that big bug hit me in the hand. I got some new gloves on the way in. Supposed to be here in a few days. These honestly are like dirt bike gloves. They're not for the street. A lot of my gear is dirt oriented. There is almost no one out here at all. Pretty nice. But kind of lonely at the same time. I don't typically ride with other people, but it's nice to see other people around. I'm anti-social for the most part, but I do have a social battery that I can drain from time to time. Rocks or debris on this road out here. These roads are usually pretty clean. Every now and then there's stuff on. Well, there's one more sport bike. Couldn't tell what it was. It's going too fast. There's some nice cars. DR. Could tell what the other one was. Always afraid of scraping on those incline roads like that. Well, here's another Jeep. Almost to the end of this one though. Almost to the end of this mountain, I mean. The mountain road. Pretty much ends when you get to these houses. But that's pretty much it. This is where I ride a lot of the time. I need to find some other places that are as nice. But these are a lot of fun. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed that. I'm gonna go ahead and end that video right here. See you guys in the next one.